I want to welcome our next speaker. We are going to have a Trusted CI update, and our presenter is Jim Basney, the Director of Trusted CI. Welcome, Jim.
Thanks, Jeanette. Hi, everyone. Very good to be with you today. Okay, click. Found it. Okay. As Jeanette said, I'm the Director of Trusted CI, which is hosting this meeting. If you have not heard of Trusted CI before, we're the NSF Cybersecurity Center of Excellence with the mission to develop a cybersecurity ecosystem that includes the people, the workforce, the knowledge, processes, and the cyber infrastructure to enable trustworthy science in support of NSF's vision of a nation that is a global leader in research and innovation. Our team spans 6 institutions. I'm from the University of Illinois, but we have representatives from Indiana and Wisconsin and Pittsburgh and South Alabama and Berkeley Lab. And we're very excited to be with you and to have you here in person and virtually for the summit this year. So I want to take the opportunity to thank the people who've been instrumental in making this meeting a success, making this meeting what it is. Our program committee, in particular the co-chairs, Anita Nikolic and Jim Marsteller, have done a great job of pulling together an interesting program for us with the assistance of Fatima, Hoda, Chris, Anshul, and Stan. The summit organizers are making sure that we're fed and we have a welcoming environment here for us to have this meeting. Diana is the lead, and Leslie and Kelly have been assisting. And then with a lot of support from Indiana University staff, Ishan, Corey, Keith, Tori, and others in the University IT Communications Office. I want to really thank all the speakers. People led tutorials yesterday. We had a nice workshop yesterday. We've already heard from Helen and Rob this morning, really excellent presentations. And so the speakers make this meeting the success that it is. And then your participation as attendees also is really vital. And then, of course, thanks to NSF for supporting us in hosting this meeting. So you probably heard that in June, Von Welch stepped down as the Trusted CI Director. He'll be joining us tomorrow, and I'm sure he'd be happy to see you all and then catch up with you. We'll be presenting a thank you gift to him as part of our wrap-up session. He has led us as Trusted CI for 10 years and really set us on a path that I think has been very effective in supporting the needs of the NSF community. And so he's made it very easy for me to step into the role as director, and he's been very helpful in that transition and put us on a path, I think, for the next 10 years to continue to work with you all to help secure NSF science. I want to acknowledge Sean as the new deputy director and Kelly, who stays as executive director. They've both, their support is really invaluable to me and the rest of the team. The Trusted CI team is doing well. We look forward to seeing Von again tomorrow, but we're also, the team is strong, and I think we have a strong future ahead of us. And we're celebrating 10 years of, as you've already heard, 10 years of Trusted CI, 10 years of the summit hosted by Trusted CI. The summit has a history that predates those 10 years, but we sort of, Trusted CI revived it and made it again an annual event. And the chart on the bottom shows that attendance across the NSF directorates has been growing over time, and it's really good to see the attendance in person and online from you all again this year. And over the years, we've had engagements with a really exciting variety of NSF projects across the directorate. We've learned a lot. That knowledge has gone into products like the Trusted CI framework that helps us work together more effectively going forward. So there's a link to a report on our impacts over the years that was a way for us to reflect on where we've been over the past 10 years and help us build a vision for the next 10 years of Trusted CI and working with you all. So I mentioned the Trusted CI framework that has been developed based on our experiences, based on input from the community through that included an advisory committee providing input in the development of the framework and now the adoption of the framework. And the Trusted CI framework covers 4 pillars: mission alignment, governance, resources, and controls. And we already heard this morning about how it's about the mission of the business, the mission of the research project that cybersecurity is here to support. And so you need a cybersecurity program that supports that mission, that has that mission at its core. And we've been working on framework adoption with the NSF major facilities through a cohort model that's been very successful. So over half of NSF major facilities have completed a cohort engagement, either in the first half of the year or the second half of the year. And our call for participation is now open for the next cohort of framework adopters. That's not limited just to major facilities. So if you're representing a mid-scale facility or another type of NSF project, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're very interested in seeing how the framework can help us build cybersecurity programs for different types of NSF facilities and projects. Rob mentioned the recent Jason report on facility cybersecurity that has informed our work over the past year of Trusted CI, helped us renew our focus on the major facilities and their challenges around risk assessment, strategy, reviews, incident response, resources planning, and potential connections to national security concerns. We feel that the framework is very well aligned with the recommendations of the Jason report, and we're really looking forward to working with the new cybersecurity advisor for research infrastructure. That's a position that's open now at NSF and was recommended by the Jason committee, and I think that's a person that's going to help us have even better coordination with the NSF Large Facility Office and help us improve our cybersecurity programs across the different projects and facilities. We've also this year established the Trusted CI Ambassador Program, and this is to make sure that we have a staff person in Trusted CI thinking about each major facility every week. And so hopefully those of you at major facilities, you know who your ambassador is. If you don't, you can find their name there. If you're not seeing your facility, maybe you're a mid-scale facility, you're not seeing your facility on the list and you would like an ambassador, please contact us. This is a way for us to have a more long-term relationship with NSF facilities to rather than just a 6-month, we give you recommendations and then follow up a year later. But we want to have a more long-term working relationship with the facilities, and the ambassadors are your way of staying in touch with Trusted CI, making sure that we understand your current needs and are working with you going forward in building your cybersecurity programs. You'll be hearing tomorrow from the current cohort of Trusted CI Fellows, and the applications for next year's Trusted CI Fellows is now open at trustedci.org/fellows. Please think about who at your facility or project might be a good candidate to join the Fellows program next year. Encourage them to apply. Maybe it's you. Maybe you'd be interested in becoming a fellow next year. It includes a course of cybersecurity training specific to securing cyber infrastructure, and also the opportunity to work with Trusted CI on a framework adoption, on an annual challenge, on other cybersecurity for cyber infrastructure topics. So if you've got ideas of people who might be interested in being a fellow, please encourage them. If you've also got ideas of ways that you'd like to work with the Trusted CI Fellows, the new fellows from 2023, but also the fellows from prior years. Please do be in touch. Also, please keep connected to our monthly webinars. We have right now our open call for 2023 webinar topics and presenters. Our monthly webinar is a way for you to share your cybersecurity best practices, trials and tribulations, experiences with the rest of the community. If you've got a new NSF Cybersecurity Award that you would like to transition to practice at the NSF facilities and in university environments, the webinar is a great way to get the word out, both for the audience that joins you live during the webinar, but also we have a lot of viewing of the webinar material after the fact on our YouTube channel. And so please also check out our backlog of content on the YouTube channel. So while you're enjoying the summit in beautiful Bloomington, Indiana this week, you can also think ahead to the 2023 Cybersecurity Summit, which we will be holding in October 2023 in Berkeley, California. Your input this year is really critical to help us plan a successful summit for next year. So we'll be sending out a survey, and please be thinking throughout your participation in the summit about what input you want to give to that survey to make the summit next year even better. And also think about what presentations you might include in the program next year about what you're going to be doing over the next year. You might have a panel sharing some experiences of building your cybersecurity program. You might be interested in contributing to a training or a workshop. The content of the summit is definitely community driven, and so please do think about how you might participate in the summit next year. And so I think that leaves me with 5 minutes for your questions. But in general, please do stay connected with us. Find me at the break. Send us an email at info@trustedci.org. Follow us on Twitter. Check out our YouTube channel. Visit our website for our materials, etc. So it's really great to have you all here in person and online joining us with the summit. And so let me stop there and see if you have any questions for me. Hopefully somebody has a question. Great.
Thanks, Jim. I can say that SAGE has really enjoyed its process with the Trusted CI cohort. As we start to get through all the NSF major facilities, hopefully to have all of them participate, where do you see expanding potentially your instruction to? What other groups or communities or sectors?
That's a great question. So I want to balance our cohorts, our planning, to include both our sense of where the high priority NSF assets are that really need help with cybersecurity programs. So I think that's what put major facilities at the top of the list. I think there's some fairly large mid-scale facilities that would also make great cohort participants. And in fact, we have the Fabric mid-scale facility included in the cohort right now. I think there's interesting software projects funded by NSF that would form an interesting cohort, seeing how to apply the framework to those software projects that provide either software that we're running at our facilities or software as a service that we're all depending on. And so thinking about that, those critical pieces of the cyber infrastructure that form really key assets for us that we need to secure and protect to give us that robust and trustworthy cyber infrastructure. So we're thinking as Trusted CI staff about what are the assets that we should proactively connect with and help to build the cybersecurity programs around, but also we want to hear from you. So if you are ready to adopt the framework, please reach out to us and we can have a discussion about how you might fit into a cohort or how we might do a one-on-one engagement with you. We want to do everything we can to encourage and support your adoption of the framework and more broadly encourage and support your establishing and maintaining a strong cybersecurity program for your different types of facilities and projects. Okay, I've got 1 minute for at least one more question, please. Oh, good.
Just for my personal organization, I work for the New York City Cyber Command. If I wanted to speak with an ambassador and get my people connected, I would just speak to any one of those people on the side.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're all friendly people. So if during the coffee break you see one of the ambassadors or anyone else with the Trusted CI shirt or name tag, please connect with any of us. So a great question when you are talking to the ambassador is ask about the facilities that they're ambassadors to, because we're all really excited about the facilities that we work with, but we're also really good at giving referrals to others in the Trusted CI team or others we know in the community that are also good to connect you with.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, with that, I think I might release you to your coffee break. Jeanette, anything we need to do before letting them have their next coffee? All right, thank you very much.